Okay, we're off. So we'll come up and we're going to use the table today for some ballet stretches. This would also be appropriate to use a chair if your body wasn't feeling as flexible today. But we'll just start by picking up your right leg. And then you can take it forward onto the table. And then the leg would be a little bit of external rotation. Point it's a little easier into the hip joint there. And now we'll bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Take a little bit of an upper up. Pull backwards, so thrust the extension. And then as if you're holding a ball in your hands, take that ball across the ceiling, down the ball in front of you, and lower the ball onto the tabletop. Ignoring the fact that it just squashed your foot. And then press down with your standing leg and the heel into the table. Stick the tail and stack the spine coming on up. Yeah, come on in. Upper back extension, heart is high. And over, down, get back forward, round the back, and exhale towards the inside of your knee. And then you're stable through your standing foot, sinking into the ground, spreading. So it's like a root system goes out of your feet, into the ground, and one more time, over and down. The back curves, the hip drops slowly, look into your abs. And then we'll put the rest to the ground. And then the arms descend and all the way back. And then shake out your hips a bit. I like to be an external rotation through the standing leg, gives you a little wider base of support. And then we'll bring the leg up here. And externally rotate. Just have the foot directly in front of the hip socket. And then the arms rise again. So look up. High, eyes lift. And then look down, over and down. Stretch out your back, let the hips sink. Shoulders relax, it follows down your back and around to the front of the chest wall. And then you press through your legs and becoming upright. So lift up. And over and down again. Work your way over. So it almost doesn't matter what height the surface is that you're working with. If it was lower, you would still, if you were towards it, we get that lower. Still get really good stretch here in the back of your leg. So I'm the only one that's on the camera right now. So I see you come here to the other side. And just like face out into the room.
So sorry.
No, you can be on, you don't care on the film, you can be on it. If you want to sit incognito, go to the other end. That's all I meant. I didn't mean to sit away. Yep, you're still good. So, yep, so we take one look out. And then we'll rotate again. Yeah, and if it's too high, you can knee a little bit. And as long as you still feel the stretch in the hamstring, you're good. Excellent balance. Good job. And as you come up, bring your gaze from point to point, instead of like a sweeping visual here. You don't want your eyes to just glide through the air. It only helps weaken, but you want to go from point to point. You got a flash. You're one spot at a time as you go up and down. And that makes it easier to balance. It gives your visual system to help you balance and go up. Just a small. And one more time. With the head hang, looking towards your core. And then we can stand up the last time here. Just up, eyes up, heart expands. And then as you come to the horizon, your eyes bring you down. Then you might want to do a few on the other side too. And then we're going to continue on here, going into a pure form stretch. So we'll pick up on the knee, when you closer into the tabletop, and then let the knee rotate externally out and down. Good. And then here, to get the best stretch like diagonally into the glute across the piriformis here, you want to just lift your tail up and try to pinch forward. So your hands to go forward a little bit and the elbows. And lean out over, try to lift your tailbone up, spread and lift your sit bones. Do you feel that? Yeah, exactly. It should be in this glute here. And then if you want, after doing like your plank forward, you can drop the head, drop the shoulders, sink down lower, and increase the stretch of it there. And let's watch on the leg, and then you want to go back after this one and start with the first leg down. So coming up, your out to the side, down. So much tighter on this side. Unfortunately, I spent so much of my life like sitting on the floor, like reading, and when I was here, like papers, etc., typing, and what would they use those, and always had this like control irritated everybody. So irritated. Never thinking that would make a difference at all, right? So we try to keep walking the waistline, pull the sits back out behind you, and then leg, start leg. One of the things I like about doing here is like letting your back on the floor is that pretty much the pelvic house stay level. You might want to take the tail and swing it away from the leg towards the other one, just in case that you have elevated up the knee. Otherwise, you guys can do it. You could also be rock a little bit by pushing away with your hips and forward with your hips to change the stretch that you need to. Are we doing this in our class today? We can do this one. Maybe this one. Okay, yeah. But just applies, he worked with a lot of and many of them came to him for repair and rehabilitation after they injured themselves dancing, because much as ballet is gorgeous, beautiful, expressive, it's not designed for functional movement, right? It's designed as an art, really, something to convey emotion or ideas. And so people get injured. You're only going to go across the stage 100 times turning to the right. There's going to be some imbalances in the body input. So some of the equipment, one piece of retrieval is Pilates. It's really designed to help ballerinas like their back into like this really wide leg lifts. And then the reformer has the jump board, so the big punches they're jumping over the leg on their backs. Kind of interesting, right? So now we're going to step back and do a lunge here. So you turn out with the left leg, the right foot comes up and across the edge. And then you want to lunge forward. And keep the back still down. Good. With our top stretch with the leg behind you. And the work of flexion, then you lifted. This will also stretch a little bit here to your quad. And then you press out, keep the fingertips to the table, and then reach your hips back. People straight or not, it's fine to force it, but then reach forward again. Shoulders fall and the heart rises. The quad goes to follow those there. But if you feel that stretch across the head, yeah. Good. And one more time. Travel around, switch the hamstrings. And then one more. And by keeping the back rounded, you can go to feel that stretch to the calf, and then if you lift it just a little bit, maybe 2 years here, but Increase your push your foot forward. You'll get a little bit more stretch into that left hip right across the front. Okay, and then push away and go that way down. Oops, there's the table. Good push. And now for the left. So by that distance, the bottom leg, standing leg, and turn out the other one, parallel, and then lunge forward. Bring your knees to the table. Back hips down. Shoulders relaxed. Nice. You want to get the chest, see a little bit of stretch in the right hip. That's happening. Also, you to pull your body upright, and then vertical backwards. The upper body, pressing extension. And then bring your knees back, straighten the leg, or go as straight as you can, but what's in just exploring it. And then I'm going to lower again. Just rise it, bring hands to your knees. Push the leg away as you go up and back. And then let's do one more. Hands to the table. Hips go back in space. Chest slides down. Look towards the inside of your hip. Really good. And move forward here. Small. Press the back heel. Even though you think it's down, it's weight. I feel like you can use the stretch. Okay, and then we're back to lower the leg down. Okay, hips. Good. Good work. Now, we're going to be taking the leg out on a diagonal, so you want to sit sideways to the table. Maybe if you come on this side, this will be offspring. And so you're both going to be on this side facing me. So you're inside the table facing there. And I'm just going to stand sideways. So you take your inside leg, so it'll be different on the two of you, right? Outside leg and turn out, the leg comes up and on top of the table. Or like that, if you know, if you're not as flexible on that as this, to get your heel up, you can use a chair, you can use an ottoman, you can use a bench, whatever. And here, we're taking that look a little bit externally, so maybe you feel that stretch on the upper line. Good. We're going to take the inside hands and by the lifted leg in front of the abs, and the other arm comes out and overhead. Side it towards the table. You put some weight of your arm into the leg and sort of push it down. Increase the stretch of the inner thigh. And then stack your spine coming up from the bottom to the top. Hey there. And then going over this way, so we're going to switch to the outside. And then we're going to come up and do it again. Over you go sideways. Yep. I think this room. Join us. Join us. Yes, but it's only on me. So here we go. I'll tell you if you get on the screen. Yeah, you should bring that leg a little forward towards me. And it just, and then routine really gets sternly and then go better. Is that okay? Yeah. I go away from it, trying to drop this down on the inside by the table down. As you pull away from it, try to elongate here your waist and to the ribcage. Lift to come up, and we'll go to the other side. A little bit of weight into the leg with your arm helps you get a deeper stretch. It sort of drops the finger a little bit away from the hip socket. And then come upright. We're going to lower the leg down, get up, get low, and then turn to face the other direction. Right. All right, so turn out with the leg. Yep. And then up on the table and external rotation with the leg. So pull the knee and twist back to the knee a bit more. To slide the leg externally with that. There we go. Working from the direction. Good job. And first we cycle towards the camera, towards the table. My mistake. And then reverse the feet, so let's come up. And then we slide them away from the table. Stretching here and keeping that inside hip down. Right, so even though we're moving away, we're trying to lower the center on that side of the stretching. Upright. And towards the table again. Sometimes you want to look up at your fingertips to bring your feet back in line more with your spine, so you're not leaning forward as you do this. Press down onto the leg and then pull yourself upright. And we switch to the other side and open it out like so. Upright here, step the spine bottom to top and over set towards the table. Press down through your feet with a standing and a lifted leg and move to the other side. And you will wait. We're pressing down to come upright and then on the set. You can then be side up the back. And then off the table to the ground. Yeah, so you got your hips. Always feels good up to that. We'll do just one more stretch here, and then we'll do a standing stretch with quads. So this is going to be a lunge. So it's good if you're just a little bit of size. Maybe I'll come here so visible. Okay. So we're going to everybody start with your right foot up on the tabletop. So sorry. Turn. You're going to turn this way. You're going to turn that way. And then we're taking the foot up on the table so you're facing forward. And then you slightly in front and put it slightly in front. Like so. Good. And then you hold onto your above your ankle with your hand. And we're actually going to push the knee back, right, behind you as you pull the pelvis and the chest a bit forward. So we're opening up that upper inner thigh, the adductors here, the inner thigh muscles. As we pull the leg back and the hips and the chest forward. Do you feel that? And then ease out of it, the hips go back. And you have a little less bend in the knee over the toes. So there's a slight movement forward of the knee towards the center of the middle toe. You push the knee back and then you lean forward. Get the stretch you're looking for here across the front of the pelvis and into the upper end thighs. And then release that. We'll do that one more time. And ease away from it. And again, turn the legs and look at it. So you got your hips. Often it's a standing leg that needs a little release. And here we go on the other side. So you're going to turn out with the legs, bring the up on the table. And then your inside arm is pushing the knee back. So you already feel a little stretch in the upper thigh. And then let's move the hips forward with your glutes. For your chest, your hips forward to increase the stretch across the front of the pelvic and the upper thigh line. Sometimes I like the outside hand on the back of the head. Telling me that's sort of like moving a little bit more forward, like so, and also moving the chest. And then ease out. A little bit of a release. And then the knee goes forward, the knee goes on the diagonal out of the center toe, the hips and the chest forward. And space. As you push the knee back to get the stretch that works for you there. And then and we'll do it one more time. All of this because tend to have which really sit so much of the time, right? And our hips just get really locked into flex positions, usually with movements forward. So it's great for us to have a little bit of mobilization here, with the leg moving at different angles from the girdle. Chance to stretch some of these muscles that never really get released. And then lean back. Okay, and lower the leg down. All right. How does that feel? You just feel different? I think we'll on to somebody else. And one more to do, quad stretch. So we're going to face the table, bring your hands to it. So you can pull it into. You can also do this, of course, like standing with the roller under your hands. But let's just start taking, take the right foot, bring it back, attend to the table, and try to drop the knee straight to the floor. And you can try to push it back a little bit behind you. Right. Imagine the knee getting heavier. There's a heavy weight inside of it. 50 pounds worth of machine weights. I just feel that the body gradually stretch. And here you also could lift through your chest, lift your eyes up, and pull the shoulders back and down. Use your glutes to push your hips forward. You get a little bit more stretch here in your psoas across the hip. The psoas, right, maybe from the quad, practice more severe stretch superficially, but the psoas is stretching. And then bring your chest forward and down, straight ahead, and then lower that down. Feet to the ground, swing your hips side to side. Check that out. And then we'll take the right hand to tabletop, the left hip, which is the left foot. And then knee sinks to the floor, don't touch your bottom. And then think the knee gets heavier, it reaches to the ground. You try to pull it back parallel to the other leg. Or even behind it if you open it up. Very good. It's one thing to do, you're not rotating the hips or the spine. Your quads so grateful. Like, oh my God, we really haven't done this. We need this. Help me. And then, of course, you can lift the eyes, you can lift the chest, you can lift the ribcage away from the middle. Waterfall shoulder blades backwards behind you. And then you exhale to bring your gaze down to the horizon, just lowers a bit, and you can step right. And swing your hips side to side. Wonderful. Okay, so let's go next. Again. And from here, we're done a fair bit of stretching, so let's just go right into the ball from that. Right. So legs together, feels grounded, arms can extend forward. We'll curl the tail up and down, pull that into our upper curl. You can pull the knees in, arms parallel to the ground, and lift the legs high. Keep pulling forward with the chest as you pump the arms. Inhaling and exhaling. Full breath in and a long, deep breath out. Make it active. You're pushing the air into the floor. You're pushing the air up to the ceiling. You're trying to lift the head and bring your face forward and down towards the navel. So you really get a decrease here at the chest wall right below it. And rotate the shoulders slightly inward. Maybe even think of dropping the thumbs a little bit and let the arms squeeze around it outside of the rib cage. Full breath in, body expands and lengthens. Exhale, you pull the belly deep and press your waist into the ground. We go for 2 more breaths. Exhale now. And one more breath. Exhale completely. And then fold the knees in, lay your head down, and turn your hip easy side to side. Stretch the legs forward for your roll up. Option to use weights in your hands or a TheraBand around your feet. Otherwise, you lift the arms up and back, the shoulders slide towards your waist. And then we'll bring the arms up, weight in the shoulder blades, start to lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, round here, the spine's already warmed up from the ballet stretches earlier. And then reach your head out between the thumbs, head down, forehead towards the knees. And then we start to roll back. So the tail moves forward. You're rolling past your sits bones onto the glutes, onto your sacrum, onto your hips, down to the waist, down to the shoulder blades, down to the top of the shoulders, neck and head back, and you yawn your body open and rise again. Legs can go together, squeeze them in as you exhale and lift. The waist pulls back. Put the arms around you, pulling you back. You try to reach forward anyway. Out through the heels, out through the fingertips, out through your halo. And back we go. Push the heels away from you. And take it back slowly. Come all the way down to the ground here. We're going to rise one more time and then maybe try it with the roller under the heels for a little extra challenge today. Lifting up. Exhale, pull. Horseshoe shape on its side here. Have a big curved body, long arms and legs, and then stack your spine coming out around it. And we're taking it here under your heels. You can still use the TheraBand if you want. And this is the option, you don't have to do it. Right? So try to keep pushing the roller away as you roll back. It's probably going to roll back a little bit towards you, but keep reaching through the soles of your feet. Take it back. Stretch your whole body by pushing the arms behind you. Lift the arms, weight in the shoulder blades, and head, neck, shoulders, exhale. Up. It's more difficult, right? Because you don't have the back of your legs connected to the ground. The elevation here makes it a harder movement. And then we're going to keep going back again. Push the legs forward. Slow articulation into the ground. Every vertebra touches the mat. In turn and sequence, and then the arms reach back. Let's do this again. Do you like it? Like might not be the word. Are you challenged and you're still doing it? Wonderful. Back over and down, stretch. This will give you a little more stretch in the hamstrings, right? You notice that. And then let's bring it back down again. One more time. Curve your way down. Articulate the spine, lay your head back. And stretch the arms behind you, really reach long for your fingertips. And then pull the roller in. We're going to take it and push it out the side. And grab your TheraBand. We'll shorten the single in circles. We'll just do 3 circles in each direction because we just did a lot of leg work. So here we are, but this will give you a feeling for what it's like. Do this exercise and you already have released your hips. So anchor the elbows down, slide them forward, reach up to the ball of the foot. And we bring roll across the body. We start with a deep inhale and a long exhale, out, around, and up to the ceiling, and reach again. The hip is heavy, as the leg moves in the opposite direction. So here the left hip is heavy as the right leg moves to the right. One more. Letting the back help support the legs so it feels buoyant and elongated. At the top, we reverse out to the right, reach, and then go low, across and lift it up. I really feel that difference after working those inner thigh muscles into more of a stretch with the ballet stretches. The leg definitely feels freer than normal. I feel like my range has expanded. So here at the top, let's take the end of the band in the right hand, open the leg out to the side, and rock in here towards the shoulder and away. The left side is heavy, you're pressing it down with the heel of your hand, and sinking the left side of your body into the ground as if it's falling into a ditch here. just on that side of your mat. Exhale, and we lift the leg up to the ceiling, switch hands on the band. Extend the right arm out, cross the leg over, reach to the sole of the foot, and rotate the leg internally. Stretch. Chest is open here with the arm pressing to the floor. Exhale, unwind the body, the right hip goes down, so lift the right leg up. And lift up the band a bit. You can see we can find a little bit more upper curl into the elbows. And lift the upper back. And then let's fold in the in and stretch off. Head down, stretch, shake and stretch out those legs. You feel the difference right versus left. And yes, it's even a little bit more relaxed than it was when we started. And here we go to the left side. Head on the foot, lift the leg, anchor to the elbows, stop point. And here we go, circling, inhale across the body, holding the left glute heavy. Reach out low, rotate the leg externally, and narrow it in up to the top to feel the stretch in the hamstring. And we reach again. 1 breath per circle. Short, deep inhale, long, so exhale. So start that inhale now. And exhale, you want to shorten the inhale to the point at which you really feel the belly drawn deep and tight at the top of the movement. Pause here and reverse out to the left. Right side grounded, reach long, keep pushing out into the strap, and keep pulling the elbows into the floor. And one more here. You know what, do another one. And then here at the top, we'll take both ends of the band in your left hand, elbow down, over knee. Leg out to the side, and rock that leg towards your shoulder and away. Bend the knee if you feel it's better for you. Straighten it if that's fine. And then we exhale to lift the leg up to the ceiling and switch hands, doing a crossover stretch, rotating the spine. Turn head away so the spine twists both ends. And if you rotate the leg internally, you'll get more stretch into the glute, into the low back. Exhale, when it comes down and you lift the leg up, walk your hands up, pull the leg in, bend your elbows, use your abs, try to come up into a deeper upper arm fold here. Maybe pull the leg a little closer than the knee if you need to, and pull it back further and try to come towards it. Figure out where the stretch is most beneficial for your body. And then we can lay down, fold the knee in, and the band goes up to the side. Let's come up here, and instead of going with the ball, let's use the roller for high dog, so we get another core exercise in here. So the roller is going between the knees, also between the arches of your feet. And then you can roll back into your upright curl and bring the shins so parallel to the ground, roll parallel to the floor. Support your head with your hand. Pull it up, look down into your abs, elbows narrow. And then we're sliding the roller forward, trying to keep it parallel to the ground until you feel your abdominal wall really stiff and really engaged. And then exhale, bring it back and try to lift your chest towards the legs as they return. So going up with the head and forward, leading forward at the chest wall. The ribs knit together in the front as they open in the back. You exhale, keep hugging the roller tight, bringing up the inner thighs and helping you feel more work in your transverse abdominis, the deep support muscle out of all the abdominals. It's the deepest. Exhale, breathe out. Inhale, hold the legs side forward, the roller drips away from you. Only let it go so far. Your back still is fine. You should definitely feel the abs working hard, and then bring it back in. Come up deeper into the curve. Try to keep that bend. So hard. Gravity keeps pulling this back over, distracted. And exhale. Bring it back in. Nice job. And then this goes down. And here, let's come up to sitting for spine stretch. You can elevate yourself up on the block if you need to. And extend the arms forward. Push the arms down, go up to your halo, look down and dive out, over and down. Curve your body forward. Ground forward, stretching out the back line, pulling the waist back. Press down into your heels and step your spine to the upright. The chest is wide here and the heart is lifted. Gaze on the horizon, look down again. Now the arms are just floating forward because of the movement of your spine, of the rib cage, right? And then you go over and down. Increase the stretch in the back of your legs. Press down through your heels, your sits bones, and picture your tail going straight down into the ground underneath you. And one more time, look down and dive forward. Go. Hold on here and pull the waist back. And then let's cross the legs, come in, and let's use the magic circle here. We're going to do a little bit of work here on our side legs. So let's do leg onto one side or the other. And with the knees bent, take the magic circle between your legs, above your ankles. The knees are bent here. And then you can slide on out, pop yourself up on your forearm. Hands supporting. Yep. And then extend the legs out. Reach out long with the feet at about a 20 to 30 degree angle from your spine. And your top hand, your left hand pushes into the ground. So first, we're just going to bring the top leg down. Squeeze the circle. Exhale, slowly lift it. So you're working from the upper inner thigh as it pulls the leg down towards the floor. You squash the circle into an oval, and then you bring it up, find some resistance. And do that again to press. Keep the head reaching out long. Try to look straight ahead and not at your feet after the first glimpse of it. We're going to push down here and lift with a little resistance. Now really press into your left hand. Pull the right elbow back in towards the armpits. You're engaging into your upper abs and particularly the obliques. And then we're going to lift the circle up with both legs, picking it up off the floor and then bring it back down with control. Do that again. So press into the ground and lift the feet. And bring it back down, control it down. And again, going up, reaching out and lowering down. Do that one more time. Push, and I have to pull the right elbow slightly towards my armpit. So I'm really activating the whole right side here towards the ground, and then bring it down. Okay, good. So now we'll bend the knees in again, still holding the circle, and then we're taking the leg between or inside the circle, between the handles. Again, you want to be above the ankle itself on the long bone here of the fibula. And then stretch the leg out. So pulling the circle open, lower it down, and really let your bottom foot press in to the floor, your bottom leg press into the ground. And now stack your hips. And then we're pulling the top leg up, trying to elongate the circle into an oval by working the lateral hip here. The glute medius in particular is firing, and then bring that leg down, relax it a little bit. So we push up, and at the same time, the bottom leg pushes down, and then release. Straight knees. Reach out through the center of each foot, like right into the third metatarsal there. And release. And again, you can press a little bit more with your left hand into the ground here. Right hand still supporting the head. If it's too much for your neck, of course, lay your arm down and just lay your head on the upper arm. So we pull this open. You feel that lateral glute firing, right? Yeah, right there. And lift again and release. Now you lower the top leg, pull it out from the circle, and then take it above the circle and rest again on top of the handle. That top leg holds it just lightly, so it's not a big squeeze, but just a little bit of a press. And now we pull the bottom leg up and bring the bottom leg down. Now really try to think about working from your upper inner thigh to lift the whole leg off the ground instead of letting the foot drag the leg up. So we're closer to center, you've got more muscle there, use it, and then release it down. And again,
Find that press into the mat to help you get the feeling of lift through that leg and take it down slowly. We'll do that one more time here, going up and exhale and lowering down. Excellent. All right, so we're going to hook that, bring it in, and then go over onto the other side. Guys, great job. How'd that feel? Yeah. So we want to get onto your side hip. Move down a little bit. And here the circle is going between the legs again with bent knees, so you can control it. Come down to rest on your side seam. And then you can extend the legs out. Think of the tail reaching up and back behind you like a happy dog tail. So you have a nice sharp crease here at the socket. And then once you're here, you stack yourself on your sideline and reach long through the center of the feet. Press down. Here again, we're using the upper inner thigh to pull the circle into an oval and then to release it gradually. So pull the head in one direction, the tail in the other, try to elongate the waist, and slowly bring that circle back into its original position. So we're going to squish it, we're going to squash it, we're going to press it into an oval, and then resist the spring of the circle, rebounding, try to work against that on the lift. And we do that again. Reach out through your halo. You can even use your hand to your head to kind of elongate the neck. And release, and we just do one more here. So press, go long. Exhale and release it out. Now here's where we're really going to use the arms, just in case you weren't using them enough previously. So you're going to spread the fingers open on your right hand, push it into the ground, pull the left elbow in towards the armpit, and lift both legs up, pick up the circle, and exhale, take it down, bring it down gradually. And do it again. Inhale, let it rise. And exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Be sure your legs are stacked just like your hips are stacked. There'll be a tendency to roll back a little bit onto the bottom glute to try to get the legs higher, but you want to keep the legs stacked and the hips stacked as well. To do this one more time, push into the ground, lift the legs, exhale, lower. Very nice. Pull the knees in, and now we're taking the legs inside the circle. Of course, you always want this above the ankle bone. So you're in the long bones here of the lower leg. And extend the legs out, lower down, and really at the bottom leg, press into the bottom part of the circle. And the top one is pushing up. Okay, so hold the circle open as you lift from your glute medius here on the upper outer thigh, outer hip, and release a fraction. So pull, stretch the circle to an oval, and then release it slowly. The bottom foot pushes down, actively reaching, pushing the edge of, like that bone right above the ankle into the floor, and release the top leg. So feel how you fire up that lateral glute. It's also going to be your lateral quad and your lateral hamstring. One more to push up and then release out. Now you can lower the foot, bend the knee in, and then take the leg on top of the circle. Both legs straight. And now light press down through the top leg, and we pull the bottom leg up all the way, and then lower slowly to the ground. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. And again, I'm actively pushing my right hand into the ground as I lift the left leg up. The pressure releases as I lower the leg. So that way you feel that cross line sort of from your right armpit to your left upper inner thigh. Engaging, it helps you lift the leg. Good, bring it up, lower it down, and then one last one here. Beautiful. And then we can pull that circle back in, and let's come up to sitting.
Okay, so here you can sit wherever you're comfortable, you can be cross-legged, you can elevate yourself up on a yoga block. And we're just gonna take the circle out in the right hand and the fingertips reach long. So the circle, you're pressing into the handle right at the heel of your hand at the bottom of the palm, not into the fingers, not into the wrist itself. Right? And just start with it sort of out to the side, sit upright. And then as you press down, you want to be sure that you're not side bending to it or away from it. Right? Feel how that's working you into your tricep and also into the armpit muscles, right? So it's your lat in the back and the pecs in the front. And then slowly bring that up. Now, if you bend the elbow, you lose the work, right? And also to really think of like shooting out long from your shoulder all the way out, through particularly the thumb and the index finger to keep the elbow straight. Lift your chest, look straight ahead, and you push down. Right, you barely move it, and it's so much work, right? And then exhale, bring it up slowly. I feel that work like die in the obliques here on the right side. So push, we're taller. Exhale, slowly lift. And we'll do that again. Push down, up through your central axis, out through your halo. Exhale and release it. Good, other side. Okay, so again, find that length in the arm and push down into the heel of the hand, working here, that line tricep into lat. And then slowly lift. Sit upright, try to arch your back a little bit. So you're sitting on your sits bones and have a little indented curve here at your waist. Yep. And notice where you feel the connection into the left side of your back as you're pushing, maybe also into the abdominal wall. And slowly release. Push down again. Exhale to lift. And do the same. It's hard for some people like to really keep the elbow straight because they want to bend the elbow and make the circle really small. It's not about the size of the circle, it's about the work you feel here underneath into the tricep. And the connection from your hand into your lap as well. All right, now we're switching hands again. And now take this more in front of you. So maybe 30, 40 degrees forward. And now the circle should be 90 degrees from the angle of your arm, right? So it's like that is a complete 90-degree intersection right there. Fingers long, push down. And slowly bring it up. Be sure you sit upright and don't hunch. Right. Do you feel that more on the chest wall than you did when it was to the side? And then press here. Try to resist the lift. Do it again. Slowly out and away. Nice. And forward push. Lift with resistance, and one more time. Increase the pressure as you decrease the angle of the arm. And bring it up. Yep, go all the way down your side. Do it once more, see if you feel that. And up. So, honestly, everyone feels things differently, and it may also depend like on what you normally do with weights. And then reach out into the heel of your hand. Now it's on the other diagonal line. Don't lean into it, don't lean away from it, stay vertical and press. And find the resistance on the lift. Push again. Resist the opening of the circle. And we push down, taller, up through your center, up through your halo, down through your tail. And lift. Pick up your chest a little higher, don't slow. See what, because sometimes you'll like bend forward to really push with the upper body, but you want to go up through your central line as you push down to really target the tricep. Yeah, that looks good. It also helps you then improve your posture, your postural muscles. It kind of wraps in here into these external obliques to give you that support and lift through the lower and mid part of your ribcage. So push. Resist slowly on the lift, and one more time, pressing down, going up. Okay. And then maybe change the leg position. If you're across, maybe recross. And if you're comfortable the way you were, go back, have straight legs. You can have bent knees in front of you. Just try to really be sure you're perched up on your sit bones. Now take this behind you. So it's on a diagonal, out and back, and then you're pushing down through the heel of the hand. So still using the magic circle, look straight ahead and exhale. So here we're getting a bit of a stretch across the front of the shoulder and maybe into the front of the upper arm. You feel it? And then lightly press. And then lift the whole arm, not just the hand, so not bending the elbows. So push down. And bring it up again. Two more. Push down, go upwards through your midline, upwards through your central axis. Exhale, hold that feeling of length and verticality as you lift the arm, and one more time. And then we'll switch hands, switch sides. Approximately in the same place. And still, that magic circle is 90 degrees from the angle of your arm. Fingers reach out long, press down. Exhale, open the circle reluctantly, slowly, reach again. And it's normal to feel the pull across the front of the chest and the shoulder. Just be sure that feels okay to you. We don't want it to be so extreme that you're worried about it. Just press. And here, pushing down, going upward. Exhale, release. And again, once more here, push. And then release it. Great. All right, bring it forward. And there is a version we can do here with the seated spine stretch. So I'm going to sit sideways so you can stay. So we did this exercise earlier, which was just focused more on the spinal movement forward and over. Here, we're going to open the legs wider than the circle, take the heel of the hand side by side on it, and as you push down, lift the chest up into a bit of a swan, and exhale, release that to neutral. Now here we're going forward. So you'll start by bending the elbows out wide, the hands will, one will go over, one will go under, so they sort of overlap, and then you're pushing down into the circle as you go up, over, and down. And feel this like sort of suction out the front of your body. So you have a lifted curve through the front of your abs and your chest. And then slowly stack your spine from the bottom to the top. And the lifting of your body releases tension out of the hands. And you feel the back start to engage. So push down, look over, down, and go forward. The elbows move forward, the head can move forward over the circle as you push. And then keep pressing down in the arms, up with the spine, gradually open the circle with the movement of your spine. Yes, good. And again, look down, bring your head out, over, and down, stretch your neck, then your upper back, your mid back, your low back. Press the circle down. Keep pushing into the heel of your hands as you lift the arms, you stack your spine. And one more here. Press down lightly. Bend the body forward, head leads the way in the curve, your sequential spine movement. You actively press the arms into the circle. Feel that work there. Slowly come up. All the way, like so. All right, and then rest to the side. Thank you guys for playing today.